about to start my workout for today. All I'm using today is 2 sets of dumbbells. So back here I have my lighter set. These weigh 5 pounds a piece, and I have my heavier set ready to go for the first exercise. These are 10 pounds a piece. Those are good weights for me. You may need to use something lighter or heavier. That depends on your strength, on your level of fitness. It depends on what you have available to you and how hard you are looking to push yourself today. So please weigh all of those factors when choosing your weights and make the decision that is best for you. I'm also using my yoga mat. So if you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat, go ahead and grab that. If not, maybe a towel, something that you can lie down uncomfortably for our ab exercise. I'm also using my mat because I'm going to be elevating my foot on one of my dining room chairs. And I'm working out on a wood floor, and I don't want the chair to slide from underneath me, so I'm going to be placing my chair on my exercise mat to keep it steady so it doesn't slide from underneath me. So if you are working out on a wood floor, you can get a chair or piano bench ready or something like that, or a stool. Just make sure that you're being safe. Make sure it's not going to slide from underneath you. So I recommend putting your chair or your stool on a yoga mat if you have one. Of course, any elevated surface will work as long as it's strong and sturdy and stable. So a park bench would be great. A plyo box would be ideal if you have a plyo box or if you have access to one. Your coffee table, the arm of your couch. Okay, so any kind of elevated surface will work, but if you don't have any kind of elevated surface you can use, or you just don't want to elevate your feet, if you don't have dumbbells, it's fine. You can still do the workout right along with me. Stick around because after I finish my workout, I will go through all of the equipment-free modifications, but for now, I want to go ahead and get right into it because this one's going to be tough, and I think it might take me a long time, so I want to go ahead and get started. I'll talk you through the exercises as we are going, and again, I will go over equipment-free modifications after I finish my workout. So for right now, if you have 2 sets of weights, go ahead and grab a set that feels light to you, and then you can grab a set that's a bit heavier if you want. Make sure you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat or a towel. Grab a chair or some kind of elevated surface. Take a minute to make sure you're getting warmed up, and when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, my timer is going. I'm starting with my heavier set of weights. I'm holding them in front of me like this, and I'm going to be doing assisted pistol squats. So one foot is going to come behind me as I sink down into my squat, and then pressing into the heel of my standing leg, I'm going to stand back up. And now from here, I'm going to do a deadlift with a bent over row, a one leg deadlift with a bent over row. So I'm going to let the weights come down in front of me, and then I'm going to row the weights. So when you're down in your row, make sure that when you're down in your deadlift, rather, make sure your standing leg has a little bit of a bend to it. And then that you're hinging at the hips. Okay, keep your back flat, shoulders back and down, chest lifted high. Make sure your core is nice and strong and tight and engaged. That's 1 rep. We're doing 20 reps on each leg, so it's gonna be tough. Do your best, okay? So a little faster. Got the weights in front of me like this. Standing leg, non-standing leg is behind me to assist me on my way down and on my way up from the pistol squat. Use your non-standing leg as little as you can, but as much as you need to, okay? So sinking down into the squat, then pressing into that heel to stand. And now, one leg deadlift, bent over row, and press into that heel, hinging at the hips, and return to the starting position, bringing the weights back up in front of the chest. That's 2. Okay, we're doing 20. So, pistol squat, stand, one leg deadlift, bent over row, and stand. Weights come back up in front of you, that's 3. 4. 5. Okay, that's 10 for me. I'm doing 20 reps on each leg before I move on to my next exercise. I told you this workout is going to be tough and it's going to take me a long time. So if these are as challenging for you as they are for me, a few things. You can switch to your lighter weights. You can drop one weight. So instead of holding both weights in front of you, you can drop one weight and hold onto just one weight. You could do the same thing with your lighter weights if you have 2 sets of weights, okay? You can also reduce the amount of reps. So I'm doing 20 reps on each leg, and then we're gonna do 2 rounds of this. So I'm gonna end up doing a total of 40 reps on each leg. If that's too many total reps for you, you can switch. Or you can switch legs now. So you can do 10 reps on each leg per round, which means you will end up doing a total of 20 reps on each leg by the end of the workout for 40 reps of this exercise all day, okay? So just do what works for you. I knew that this was going to be super tough, but I want to see it through. I have 10 reps left to go on this leg, and then I'm going to switch to the other leg. The other thing I wanted to mention while I'm resting is that the goal the entire time you're doing the exercise is to have this foot off of the ground, if you can. Obviously, if you lose your balance and you need to tap your foot down to check your balance. Obviously. But the goal is to keep it off the ground. So keep it off the ground as you sink into your squat. Again, it is here to assist you as much as you need, but try your best not to use it all. Holding on to my weights, I'm having to use this the foot of my non-standing leg to assist me a lot more than I would have to if these weren't weighted. But on the way up, again, you want to press into this heel and do your best to use this foot of your non-standing leg as little as possible. I was needing to use it a lot to help myself up because of the weights. So just another thing to be mindful of. It's okay if you start using it more as you fatigue, but be mindful of that and use the foot of your non-standing leg as little as possible, okay? So that was a nice long rest. I don't think I could do another 10 without stopping, but I will try to do another 5, and then I'll probably take a brief rest. I'll try to keep it like under a minute, and then finish up with my final 5 reps on this leg, and then we'll switch legs, okay? So if you need a longer rest, you can always pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so picking up my count at 10. That's 15. I'm gonna try my best to keep this rest break under a minute if I can. But this exercise is just so tough with all of this extra weight. I always really feel this exercise in the foot of my standing leg every time I do it. Just really causes those muscles to have to work in a way that I guess we just don't work them enough, so, or I don't anyway. But I always feel this in the foot of my standing leg, and of course all the way up through that standing leg, all the way up through the glutes. Okay, coming up on 1 minute. So I'm going to do my best to do another 5. Unbroken if I can. This will be my last 5, so wish me luck. All right, it's been just about a minute. Here we go. Picking up my count at 15. So pistol squat. Pressing into that foot to stand. 1 leg deadlift, bent over row. I didn't like the row, but the first half of the rep was fine, so I'm just gonna redo the half of the rep that was sloppy. So 1 leg deadlift, bent over row, controlling the movement, and now watch this back foot. See how it never touches the mat? That foot stays off the mat, and then right into the next rep. The foot is only touching the ground as needed to assist me on the way down and on the way up from my pistol squat, but other than that, it's staying off the mat, off the floor the whole time. That's 17. Almost there. 2 more. $19. The foot and my standing leg is killing me, but this is our last rep. Okay. That's 20. I don't feel bad because I warned you that this workout was going to be super tough and then it was going to take a long time. I didn't lie. All right. Shake it off. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just giving myself a nice long minute or so to rest. So that I feel that I have enough strength that I can continue with good form and that I'm able to really control the movement. This is an exercise that really can't be rushed. So even if you're way stronger than I am and you have way better stamina than I do and your balance is just perfect, and you're not struggling to find your balance on each rep, it's still, you'll go a lot faster than I am, but it's still an exercise that really just can't be rushed. It has to be kind of slow and controlled, especially with all this added weight. If we're doing it without weight, we could do it much faster, but when you add in the weight, it's just, it really forces you to kind of slow down in order to control the movement. So it is quite taxing. I might just go ahead and break these up into sets of 5 right off the bat. We'll see. I'll do 5 and see how I feel. But if I do sets of 5, I feel like I can keep the breaks in between the sets a bit shorter and hopefully keep it moving a little faster. All right, here we go. So switching the standing leg. that was only my first 4 reps on that leg. I have to do that 3 more times. But those were such a struggle for me. First of all, because this is my weaker side. I never think about it until I get to my weaker side, but it's always my inclination to start on my stronger leg. So the first set is always a bit easier for me because I'm not fatigued and I'm starting on my stronger leg. And then when I switch legs, it's always such a struggle because now I'm working my weaker leg, so it's already going to be more difficult. But in addition to that, I'm already fatigued and I'm having to reset my brain, and my body's having to figure out how to adjust to balancing on the other side now. I just spent 13 minutes balancing on one side, and now I have to switch gears and balance on the other side. And I'm more fatigued, and it's my weaker leg. So this set is going to be much more challenging for me than the first set, and the first set was super challenging. So I'm just gonna continue to attack it in sets of 5, and I'm gonna just do my best, okay? That's all you can do. So focus, control the movement, take a second to find your balance on this side. Think about this foot of your standing leg being like a tree trunk, and visualize roots growing out of the bottom of your foot and into the ground, and really take a second to feel yourself balanced here. And hopefully it will help to clean up these next 5 reps so that I can control the movement a bit more and not lose my balance so much. We'll see. All right, when you're ready, here we go. Well, that was 5 more reps. They weren't pretty. I'm still just really struggling with my balance on this side. Really having a hard time establishing and maintaining my balance on this side. But I'm just doing my best, taking it as slowly as I need to. And if I lose control of the movement, I'm just resetting real quick and just redoing that portion. So a lot of these like The pistol squat is okay, but then I lose my balance on the bent over row or the deadlift, and I don't have control of the movement, so I'll just redo that one part of the rep. I had to do that on several so far on this side. All right. These are so hard for me, and I never do this exercise with this much added weight, so I'm really struggling with this today, but it's okay. I'm halfway done on this side. I'm going to tackle my next 5 reps, and I'm just going to do my best. That's all you can do is your best, so let's try to focus. Try to find that balance, control the movement. When you're ready, here we go. One more. That's 15. I have just 5 more to do, but I just don't have the strength to do them unless I take a good minute or so to rest. I couldn't even get through that last set of 5 without taking a little pause. I trip over my dumbbell, I almost kill myself because this thread has been driving me insane the whole workout. Okay. I blame the loose thread tickling my leg for my poor performance today. All right, walk it out. Stretch those feet. Just 5 more reps, and then we'll move on. The next exercise is gonna be super tough too, but it'll go a lot faster than this. I knew these were gonna take me forever, and I knew it might be a mistake doing 20 reps on each side per round instead of 10, but I am gonna see it through. I only have 5 more reps to go before we move on. So when you're ready, here we go. 5 more reps, do your best. Just 2 more. That was 20. We did it. Okay. I know those were super tough. But we're moving on. So now I'm gonna grab a dining room chair. So if you have a plyo box, that would be ideal. If not, a chair or a stool is fine. Just make sure that whatever you are using for your elevated surface is not going to slide around on you. That's why I have this placed on top of my mat. And again, you could use a piano bench or your coffee table. If you want to take this workout to the park, you could use a park bench. If you're at the gym, obviously you have access to weight benches and plyo boxes there. So any kind of elevated surface you want to use will work. I'm in my living room today because of the rain, so just using a dining room chair. We're going to be doing Bulgarian split squats, which to me are more like lunges. I think of them as static lunges with your back leg elevated. So if you don't want to elevate your foot, you could just do static lunges. We'll go over all of that after the workout. I'm also going to add a wood chop and an overhead press. So for this, I'm just holding on to 1 dumbbell. This is my heavier dumbbell. This is 10 pounds. If you prefer to use something lighter, use something lighter. And if you're stronger than I am and it's safe for you to use something heavier, you can use something heavier. So I'm going to start with 1 foot up on the chair. I can't even get into my starting position. That's how tired my legs are. Okay, so 1 foot is up on the chair, and I'm holding the weight on up to my shoulder. And the weight is in the hand of my non-standing leg. So this is my standing leg. This foot is going to be elevated on the chair, and on that same side is where I'm holding the dumbbell, okay? I'm going to bend both knees and sink down into my squat, and as I do that, I'm going to place this hand on top of the other hand and swing the weight down to my side like this. Then I'm gonna press into the heel of this standing leg to come back up and return to my starting position. So the weight is going to return to the shoulder of my non-standing leg side. And then I'm gonna press it up overhead. Bring it back down and return to the starting position, okay? So that's 1 rep. I'm gonna do 20 on each side. Wish me luck. If you don't have dumbbells, look for household items that will work. A water bottle would work fine for this. All right. When you're ready, here we go. So, sink down into the lunge, wood chop, stand, overhead press. That's 1. Wood chop, overhead press, that's 2. 3, we're going to 20. 4, That's 15 for me. I have to do 5 more. I'm just taking a short rest break because the reps are starting to get a little wobbly, which means I'm starting to fatigue. I could have continued, but the reps would have kept getting sloppier and sloppier. I would rather take 15-20 seconds to rest and wait until I have enough strength so that I can continue with good form and finish up the last 5 reps with control over the movement so that they're quality reps and I'm getting what I want to be getting out of the exercise instead of just going through the motions. That was my last rep. Starting it over. So, make sure you're minding your form and make sure you're aware when you start to get sloppy. Because as you fatigue, it's only natural that you're going to start wobbling and the reps might start to get a bit sloppy. That's normal. That's to be expected, and that means that's a good thing, okay? That means that you're pushing yourself, and it means that you're, working to the point of failure and causing your muscles to get stronger. That's how it's done. But rest when you need to, because once the reps start to get too sloppy, and your form is not as good as it could be, you're no longer getting the benefits that you want to be getting out of each exercise. If you're going to be out here putting in the time and putting in the effort, you don't want to just be going through the motions, okay? You want to really be performing the exercises correctly so that you're getting the benefits out of your hard work, and you are not just out here wasting your time. You're actually going to be stronger at the end of the workout. And of course, the other thing is that if your form is lacking, then you're increasing your risk of injury, and I don't want anyone getting hurt. So, mind your form and only continue when you feel that you can do so with proper form and with control over the movement, okay? So that was 20 reps. Now we're gonna switch sides and do 20 reps on the other side, and then we'll move on to abs. So, switching the feet. Now, the other foot is up on the chair. This is my standing leg. So the foot that's up on the chair, that's the side the dumbbell is going to be on, okay? So starting with the dumbbell up by my shoulder. And now as I sink down into the squat, I'm going to take this free hand and place it over the top of the hand holding the dumbbell, do my wood chop, and then on the way up, I'm going to press the weight up overhead. I'm not counting that rep because I fell out of it, and I would like these to be cleaner. So when you're ready, here we go, other leg. So wood chop, overhead press. That was 10. I have to do 10 more. But again, this is my weaker leg, so I'm struggling a little more. I'm not feeling as strong on this side, so I could have done a few more reps, but I think I would rather just pause halfway and then try to finish up the final 10 reps unbroken if I can. And if I don't have the strength to do that, then I'll do my next 5, take a brief rest, and then finish up with the last 5 reps. Okay, so 10 more reps, and then we'll move on to abs. When you're ready, here we go. 15, 5 more. All right, that's 20. Good job, those are tough. So now I'm switching to my lighter set of weights. These are 5 pounds apiece. And now I'm going to be doing competition sit-ups, weighted competition sit-ups with my legs elevated on the chair, and I'm going to add a fly. I don't know why she added the fly. Perhaps she'll die. Okay, so again, I'm holding my weights together like this, and I'm starting with my arms extended overhead. Now I'm going to sit up, and as I sit up, I'm bringing the weights with me, and I'm going to bring them all the way up and tap the toes. And then I'm going to pause halfway down and do a fly. So my weights are still together like this. I'm just going to bring them out to the side and then press them back in, and then sit down and return to my starting position, okay? 20 reps of those. So, when you're ready, sit up, weights come up and touch the toes, and now pause and fly. Bring the weights back down, return to your starting position, that's 1. Sit up, touch the toes, and fly. That's 2, we're going to 20. That's 10. 10 more. That's 16. Just 4 more. That's 20. All right. So now setting the lighter weights aside, we're back to our heavy dumbbells. This is our final exercise. 20 reps of push-ups. But then we're going to repeat the whole thing once more. So, I am going to elevate my feet on the chair, and I'm going to hold on to the dumbbells to do my push-ups. I'm going to do walking push-ups. So I'm going to walk my hands across the floor as I do my push-ups. I'm going to do 5 push-ups walking this way, and then 5 push-ups walking back, and then we'll repeat that for a total of 20 push-ups. Okay, so start to one side of your chair with your dumbbells together like this. See how they're close together? And now, feet up on the chair. And I'm going to walk. So pick up one dumbbell and walk it to the side. And then from this position, do your push-up with your feet elevated on the chair and your hands on the dumbbells. And now walk the other hand back in so that the dumbbells are close together again. That's 1 rep, okay? So walk the dumbbell, push up, and walk the other dumbbell back in. That's 2. We're gonna do 3 more. So walk, push up, walk. That's 3. Walk, push up, walk. That's 4. 1 more. Walk, push up, and walk. So we've completed 5 push-ups. We're gonna go back in the other direction with our next 5 reps, and then we're just gonna repeat the whole thing one more time for a total of 20 push-ups, okay? And then that'll be round 1. All right, so now I've talked you through the first 5 reps. Let me see if I can pick up the pace a little bit so this next set of 5 isn't quite as taxing for me. When you're ready, feet up on the chair. So walk, push up, and walk. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 10. 2 more laps, or would that be considered 1 lap? I don't know. I think going from here, there, and back would be considered 1 lap. Doesn't matter. We have 5 more reps to do all day. Well, for this round. I mean, 10. All right, 5 more reps for now. I'll take a little break when I get to the other side, because boy, oh boy, my arm's tired. All right, 5 more reps when you're ready. only 20 push-ups per round, but all of the other exercises have an upper body component. So my arms and shoulders are already really fatigued. All right, last 5 reps, and that will complete round 1. We're gonna start over with our pistol squats. All right, here we go. Don't forget that last walk with the dumbbells so that your dumbbells end up close together, okay? 1 rep is walking them apart, doing the push-up, and then walking them back together. So for your last rep, walk apart, push up, and then before you take your feet off the chair, walk them back together. Okay, so get my chair out of the way for now. You guys, this workout is so hard, and I told you it was going to be really hard, and I told you it's going to be really long. Admittedly, my pace is really slow today. I mean, I am not setting this house on fire with my blazing speed today, but still, that's taken us so far over 45 minutes. So if you want to just do 1 round, I think that's fine. I think you've done enough reps for today. I think you spent enough time today. You have my blessing. If you want to stick it out with me and do another round, remember that for this next round, you can drop 1 weight and hold on to just 1 dumbbell for your pistol squats. You can switch to a lighter set of dumbbells or 1 lighter dumbbell, or you can drop the added weight altogether. That is totally up to you. Okay, so now, starting again at the top with our weighted pistol squats. So it's a weighted pistol squat plus a 1 leg deadlift, bent over row. 20 reps on each leg. Do your best. When you're ready, here we go. It's my first 5. Even though this is my stronger leg, I don't have enough strength to do 10 reps right now without taking a break, so I'm gonna do sets of 5. And by the end of this 20 reps, I might not even be able to do sets of 5 anymore, so I'm just gonna keep doing my best. There was something else I was gonna say, and I lost the thought. maybe it will come back to me. All right. I'm gonna do my best to do another 5 before I have to stop. That's 10. I barely was able to do those 5 without stopping. So I may have to start breaking them down. Why does that sound wrong? Even further into sets of 3 and then 2. Or maybe I'll do 2 sets of 3 and then 2 sets of 2. Whatever you have to do to make it work for you. I remembered what I was going to say too, is that part of what makes this so taxing is doing all the reps on the same leg before switching. So if it's easier for you, you can do 5 on one leg and then 5 on the other, and then repeat that 3 more times to get your 20 reps on each leg. That way you give one leg a little bit of a rest while you work the other leg. Or you can alternate legs and just do a total of 40 sets or 20 sets, however many you want to do, okay? 40 reps, 20 reps, however many you want to do. So I know these are challenging, so whether you need to drop the weight or alternate legs or reduce the amount of reps or break up the reps so you're doing 5 at a time on each leg, whatever you need to do to make it work for you is totally fine. I am halfway through on this leg, so I have to do another 5 sets. I'm going to try my best to do my next 5 without stopping, but I may or may not be able to, so just do your best. Here we go, picking up my count at 10. 15. I just have to do 5 more on this leg. They're just so hard. They're hard without holding on to all this weight, but adding all this weight, whew. And we've already done 55 of these all day. 35 already on this leg, so they're super hard. That was 15, right? Yeah, that was 15. Just do your best. 5 more reps. It's 19, I just have 1 more to do. That was 20. That went by so much faster than round 1. Now I'm paranoid that I miscounted and I only did 15 reps. Typically, I would do another 5 before I move on, just to make sure I scratch that itch on my brain, but I'm not going to right now because we're already like an hour in. And I don't want this to take forever, and I'm pretty sure I did 20 reps. But rest assured, as soon as I'm finished, I will watch the video, and if I did skip 5 reps on that side, I will make them up. My OCD cannot allow, even though this is my stronger leg, I have to be even on both sides. All right, it's just that went by like 3 minutes faster than it did in round 1, and I know I was talking and explaining the exercise in round 1, but I still feel like it shouldn't have gone by that much faster. So it's possible I've only done 15, but if that's the case, I'll make them up after the workout. For right now, I want to move on and get this last 20 reps done on the other leg, so then we can finish up with our Bulgarian split squats, sit-ups, and push-ups. All right, when you're ready, switching legs, unless you know you owe 5 on the first leg, in which case you can pause the video, do the 5 reps that I didn't do, and then join me when you're ready to switch legs. All right. I still think I did them though. I think I counted right. All right, we'll find out. Well, I'll find out. You already know probably. All right, what am I talking about? All right, let's go. Other leg. that's my first 5. We do 3 more sets. So much harder on this side for me. One of these days, I'm going to have to try to remember to start on my weaker side and see if it makes a difference. It must, right? All right. It's like my whole body is like jelly right now. All right, but we're just doing sets of 5, so, or I am. If you're stronger than I am, you don't have to break them up. You can do all 20 reps without stopping if you want, and then just skip ahead in the video. Leave me in the dust. Nothing would make me happier. All right. I always worry that I'm holding you guys up because it goes so slow sometimes. Uh, 6. Uh, 7. 8. Really having to fight for that balance. 9. 1 more. 10. I have to do 2 more sets of 5. They're just getting so incredibly difficult. You can see me using that foot of my non-standing leg to help myself up so much more than I had to with those first few reps of like round 1. I was using it hardly at all, and now I'm using it almost the whole way up. But I promise you, I am still working as hard as I possibly can with this standing leg. I am still making this standing leg do as much of the work as she possibly can. She's tired, so I am having to use the foot of my non-standing leg to help out more and more, but I'm still trying to use it as little as I can. It's just that little as I can has deteriorated over the course of the workout. But you guys, we're doing 40 of these all day, and we've already done 30. So we have only 2 more little mini sets of 5 to go. Okay, so let's continue with another 5. It's 11. 12. 12. 13. 14, one more. 15. I want to keep it moving. I want to get these done so much. I want these to be over for the day, but I just don't have enough strength to do another 5 right yet, so just resting. For a good 30, 45 seconds or so. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on these last 5. I'll probably have to pause and rest after 3. But I'm gonna get them done. Here we go. 16, oops. Uh, 17. 18. 'Just a short rest. 15, 20 seconds. Final 2 reps. That was 19. Last one. Fighting so hard for my balance on that final rep. So I could keep it as clean as I could. All right. Pistol squats are behind us. So we're done with the hardest stuff. In my opinion, maybe you find those easy somehow and you find the rest more difficult. The rest is difficult, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I want to just collapse right now. My legs are literally like shaking. I am so fatigued from all those pistol squats with all that added weight. Holy cannoli, I want to just sit down in my chair and rest for a while. Okay, next is our Bulgarian split squats, which is really my lunge component. Because like I said, I see this more as a leg elevated lunge. Bulgarian split squat with a wood chop and an overhead press. Okay, so do your best. We're gonna do 20 reps on each leg. So weight comes up to the shoulder, and on whatever side your weight is on, you're gonna take that foot, the foot that's on that side, and elevate it on the chair. Okay? So now sinking down into your, really what's your Bulgarian split squat, wood chop, and then stand overhead press. That's 1, we're going to 20. Do your best. It's 10, halfway done. So that's only 15. I have 5 more to go on this side before I switch legs. Just need a nice long rest because this leg is just jelly. Try to keep it relatively brief because I only have 5 reps left to do. All right, 5 more good quality reps on this leg. And then we'll switch sides. All right, that's 20. There are not words sufficient to articulate to you right now how much I want to just plop my tired little booty down in this chair and just like take a load off and just like sit for a while. But you guys, we're getting there. We're halfway through our Bulgarian split squats. We just have to do another 10 reps on the other side. So when you're ready, switch the weight to your other hand. Bring the weight up by your shoulder. Now, the side that the weight is on, that's the foot that's going up on the chair. And now when you're ready, 20 reps. Here we go. So that was only 10. But again, I'm on my weaker side. And the more reps I do, the more fatigued I get. So it's just always going to be more of a challenge for me when I switch sides. Plus, I'm having to balance on the other side. So some of those reps were a little wobbly. So I'm going to take a good 30, 45 seconds or so to rest. And then I'm going to finish up my last 10 reps. If I need to break them down, I'll do 5 and 5. It's fine. Do whatever you have to do to get them done. But we only have 10 reps left to go. And then we can move on to our sit-ups. We're getting there. Just 2 exercises left to go after this, okay? First, let's finish up these last 10 reps. Do your best. When you're ready, here we go. Good job, those are super tough. All right. Next is sit-ups. So I'm switching to my lighter set of dumbbells. I'm like crawling across the floor, I'm so tired. All right. So remember, this is our weighted, leg elevated competition sit-up with a fly. So again, if 2 weights is too heavy for you in round 2, you can hold 1 weight. You can hold no weights. Totally up to you. You can switch to a lighter set if you have a set even lighter than this. If you have like 3-pound weights or 1-pound weights, you can use water bottles, whatever you want to do, okay? We have to do 20 reps. So I'm holding my weights together. So this is 10 pounds that I'm holding in my hand all together. Sit up, touch the toes, and fly. That's 1. We're going to 20. Do your best. more, make sure you're really exploring your full range of motion. So don't force your body into doing something it's not ready to do, but really try to reach forward as far as you can and really tap those toes if you're able. Also, make sure you're controlling every aspect of the movement. So when you return to your starting position, don't just let the weights drop down. Make sure you're controlling the movement. It's fine if they tap the ground, mine are tapping the ground, but I'm not just dropping them. I'm controlling the movement the whole way time, so there's always tension in my arms. So don't just let the weights fall down, control every aspect of the movement. We have 10 more to go. When you're ready, here we go. 15, just 5 more. 16. 17, 3 more. Almost done. 18, 2 more. That's 19, last one. 20. Good job, you guys. We're almost done. I'm not sorry because I warned you before we started that this was going to be really hard and really long. So, that being said, we're almost done. All we have left to do is our final 20 push-ups. So I'm going to be doing them exactly the same way we did in round 1. I'm going to elevate my feet on the chair. So if you don't want to elevate your feet, if you elevated them last time, you don't want to elevate them this time, that's fine, you don't have to. And I'm going to be holding on to my 10-pound dumbbells. So if you want to switch to a lighter set of dumbbells, that's fine. And if you want to drop the weights all together, that's also fine. You can do the final set of push-ups with your hands flat on the floor, okay? That is up to you. But we're doing walking push-ups. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and then we're done. All right? 5, 10, 15, 20, and then our bonus burpee, and then we're done. So, when you're ready, dumbbells are touching, feet up on the chair, and now walk, push up, and walk. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Now walk it back. 6. 7. 8. 9. And don't forget that last one. So that your dumbbells are touching when you start, they should be touching again at the completion. So that's our first 10 reps. 10 more to go. We're almost done. I'm just gonna take a nice, I don't know 60 seconds or so to rest. And then with any luck, I might be able to do the second 10 unbroken the way I just did with the first 10. If not, I will pause and rest, bring my feet off the chair and rest for a good 30 to 60 seconds on that side before I finish my last 5 reps. Do what you need to do to make it work for you. However you need to break it up is totally fine. We're gonna get the reps done, so it's all good. All right, I am picking up my count at 10. I just have 10 more to go. We're so close. We have finally made it. This is the home stretch. Let's push. So that's 15. 18. 19. Last one. Stop. So my timer says 31 minutes and 29 seconds, but it took me a few seconds to get over here. So I'm gonna say my official time is more like 31:25. Something in that neighborhood, but I'm going to mark down my official score as 1 hour, 31 minutes and 25 seconds. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's do our bonus burpee together on these jellyfish arms, and then the workout will be officially complete. Oy. All right, when you're ready, final rep of the day, here we go. Equipment-free modifications. So starting with our assisted pistol squats. First of all, if you are strong enough to do unassisted pistol squats, you can do unassisted pistol squats. Keeping your foot in front of you the entire time. I was doing assisted pistol squats, meaning that the foot of my non-standing leg was behind me so that I could use this foot to assist me. Control the movement all the way down so that you tap this foot down as little as possible, hopefully not till right at the end. And then again, you're gonna press into the heel of this standing foot, and this foot that's behind you, these are assisted pistol squats, so the foot that's behind you is there to assist you as much as you need, but try to use it as little as possible as you stand. And then if you're not holding on to weights, you're not going to row anything, but you can still do your one leg deadlift if you want. So hinging at the hips, you want to make sure your shoulders are back and down, keep your chest lifted high, keep your core nice and strong and tight and engaged. Hinging at the hips and making sure you have a bend in this standing leg. Don't lock that knee. You don't want to have your leg totally straight, have a slight bend in your knee. And then just hinging at the hips with your back flat. You can just bring your hands down and touch the floor in front of you, bending the knee in the standing leg if you want, okay? And then pressing into that heel again, hinging at the hips, and return to your starting position. So that can be your equipment-free modification if you don't want to hold on to any weights. Remember, of course, that you can hold on to water bottles or something. So if you don't have dumbbells, but you still want to add weight, look for household items that will work. And then, of course, you can add the row back in. But without any weights at all, equipment-free modification will look like this. So, pistol squat, right into your one leg deadlift, okay? Keep this foot off the ground if you can, and then go right into your next rep. Pistol squat, one leg deadlift. All right, 20 on one leg and then 20 on the other. Or if you need to reduce the amount of reps, you can do 10 on one leg and then 10 on the other. If it's easier to alternate legs, you can do that. You can do sets of 5, going back and forth until you've completed however many reps you want to do, okay? So always remember to make whatever changes and modifications you need to make it work for you. So whether that means using a lighter set of weights, using household items, dropping the weights altogether, and doing the body weight modification, reducing the amount of reps, make whatever changes you need to make it work for you. But that is your equipment-free modification for the pistol squats. Next, we were doing Bulgarian split squats. That's the name of the exercise, but I'm counting it as my lunge component today. Remember from last Wednesday until Easter, all we're doing is squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. So when I do Bulgarian split squats as part of this slap challenge, I count that as my lunge component because to me, it's really a leg elevated lunge. So first of all, let me show you how to do it without any added weight, but with your legs still elevated on the chair. Because even though these are equipment-free modifications and you might consider this a piece of equipment, I think it's reasonable that everyone has access to some sort of elevated surface that they can put their foot on, a dining room chair, your coffee table or something. So let me first show you how to do it with your foot elevated on the chair, but without holding onto any weight, okay? So I was adding a wood chop and an overhead press, but if you're not holding onto any weight, there's nothing to press up overhead. So you can just do Bulgarian split squats. Trust me, 20 reps of these on each side is plenty challenging enough. So you will just put one foot on the chair, elevated on the chair, or your piano bench, weight bench, coffee table, whatever you're using, and then you'll just sink down into your Bulgarian split squat, which again is really a lunge, and then press into that heel of that standing foot and stand, okay? So that is all you're gonna do. If you want to add a twist, you can twist if you want. You're not bringing anything with you, but I was bringing my weight down here and then pressing it up overhead. So if you want, you can add a little twist here at the bottom. That would be totally fine, but any variation of Bulgarian split squat would work. If you don't have anything that you can elevate your foot on, or it's just difficult and you don't want to elevate your foot, that's fine. You can just do static lunges. It's essentially the same exercise without your foot elevated. That's why I say to me these are more lunges than squats, even though they're called Bulgarian split squats. But you can just be here, sink down into your lunge and stand, okay? That's really the same exercise, but with this back foot on the floor as opposed to being elevated on a chair or a plyo box or something like that, okay? So you can just do these. That would be 1, 2, 3, and again, if you want, you can add, I'll show you from this side so you can see better. You can add a twist, so you can twist down, and then reach up. Any kind of static lunge variation will work just fine. Just make sure that you're controlling the movement so that when you sink down into your lunge, you want to explore your full range of motion. So if you're able to tap the floor with this back leg, that's great. Come down as far as you can. Just make sure you're controlling the movement so that you're not banging that knee into the ground. I don't want anyone getting hurt. And in your front knee, try to have a 90-degree angle in this front knee so that your knees are not out over your toes, but more over the heel of this front foot, okay? And then just straighten the legs and stand. So 1, 2, 3. You can add a twist if you want. Okay, 20 on one side and then 20 on the other, or you can reduce the amount of reps if you want. Sit-ups, I'll show you first using the chair, but not using any weight, and then I'll show you another modification without the chair so that it is completely equipment free. So come down on your mat. You're gonna elevate your feet on the chair just the same way I was doing. But again, for this, if you wanna hold on to water bottles or household items, it's fine. If you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't wanna add weight, you can just do a competition sit-up with your feet elevated. So you'll start with your arms extended overhead, and it's going to be the exact same exercise, just without holding on to any weight. So you're gonna sit up, and again, explore your full range of motion. Come as far forward as you can, and touch the toes if you can, okay? If you can't, then just come up however far you can, okay? Work to your own level. Again, don't push your body into doing something it's not ready to do, but explore your full range of motion. Reach forward as far as you can and try to touch those toes, okay? And that's just a competition sit-up with your feet elevated. I was adding a fly, but if you're not holding on to any weight, you really don't need to do the fly. You can if you want to, but there's not much point to it if you're not adding weight. But if you feel like doing it, it's not gonna hurt anything. So you can sit up and then pause and do a fly before you return to your starting position. Sit up, touch the toes, and then reach the hands out to the sides. Bring them together and return to the starting position. That's fine if you want to do that. Okay, so there's a couple of options for how to do the sit-ups if you want to elevate your feet but not lift any weights. You can also do that exercise with your feet on the ground but holding weights, if that works better for you. So you could do the same exercise and just do a competition sit-up from the ground. So lift the weights up and then reach forward and touch the weights to your toes. And then on the way down, you can pause here and do your fly. That's fine. You could do it with the knees bent. Sit up and fly. Okay, so if you don't want to elevate your feet, but you still want to do the exercise, really any sit-up variation is fine. That's the whole point of this challenge, is just that we're doing 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups every day. So on any given day, if what I'm doing is not working for you, you can just do any other variation of that exercise. But if you want to keep it similar to what I was doing, here's what your competition sit-up would look like without any added weight and without elevating your feet. So completely equipment free. Come down onto your mat or your towel, and then just sit up and reach forward and touch the toes if you can. That's a competition sit up. So then again, that could be your exercise. Now you can just return to the starting position. You can just do competition sit-ups like this. 20 reps. If you want, you can pause and do a fly even though you're not holding on to anything. That's fine. Or again, you can hold water bottles or some other type of household item. So that's your option if you want to pause here and do a fly. I don't really think there's much of a point to it if you're not holding on to weights, but it's not going to hurt anything. So that's another option. And if none of that's going to work for you, then again, any sit-up variation, any variation of any ab exercise that works for you is totally fine. And the last exercise was push-ups. So for this exercise, it is really important that your weights are flat on the bottom because we're putting our entire body weight on the dumbbells while we're doing the push-ups. And sometimes our weight is entirely on one arm on the dumbbell on the push-ups. If your dumbbells are round here, they might roll around on you. You could fall and get hurt. I don't want anyone getting hurt. So please make sure your dumbbells are flat on the bottom if you are going to use dumbbells for this exercise. But you've already seen how to do it with dumbbells. So let me show you your equipment-free modifications, starting with legs elevated on the chair and no weights, okay? So it's going to be the exact same exercise, but instead of carrying weights with me as I walk across the floor, I'm just going to walk my hands across the floor with my palms flat on the floor. Very simple modification. So I'm going to start with my hands together. Now I'm going to step one hand out to the side and do a push-up, and then bring the other hand to follow. And I'm just gonna walk across the floor that way. So now step the hand out, push up, and then the other hand comes in, continuing that direction. Step the hand out, push up, and walk the other hand back in. That's 3. Step it out, push up, step. That's 4. Step, push up, step. That's 5. And then you'll continue in the other direction, okay? So now this hand steps out, push up. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and remember, step that hand back in. So your hands end up close together again, and that's 10. Okay, so that's how you can do the exercise without any added weight, but with your feet elevated. When you do push-ups with your feet elevated, it increases the difficulty. So even if you have an elevated surface that you were using for the Bulgarian split squats and for the sit-ups, you may or may not want to use that elevated surface for your push-ups. If your push-ups are too challenging with your feet elevated, you can just do them on the floor or the ground, okay? So now here's your equipment-free modification. So no chair, no dumbbells, no nothing. Same thing, okay? But just with your feet flat on the ground. So you can start kind of to one side of your workout space, hands together, and just step the hand out, push up, and then step the other hand in. That's 1. Continuing in the same direction, step it out, push up, and then step the other hand in. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then continuing back in the other direction until you have completed a total of 20 reps. Or if you need to reduce the amount of reps, you can reduce the amount of reps. You can simplify it a little bit more if you want to by just doing side to side step out push-ups. So you can start with your hands together and then just step one hand out to the side and do your push-up, and then step that hand back into the center. And then repeat on the other side. Step the hand out, push up, and step it back in. And you can just do 10 reps or 20 reps of that if that's easier for you or more manageable. And you can do the same thing from your knees. So coming down to the knees, you can start with your hands together and then just step one hand out, do your push up, and then step it back in. Now repeat on the other side. Step the hand out, push up, step it back in. Okay, so again, any push-up variation that you want to do is fine, but there are some suggestions for how you can keep it similar to what I was doing, but just an equipment-free version of the exercises I was doing. Whatever push-up variation you can manage will work. Just please, as always with your push-ups, make sure that you're keeping your body in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. So don't drop your hips down. If your hips are slightly elevated, that's fine. You're not going to hurt yourself that way, and it will actually make the push-ups slightly easier. So if you need to have your hips elevated just a bit, don't worry about that too much, but ideally you want your body to be in one straight line all the way from your ankles to your shoulders. So hips elevated slightly is okay, but what you don't want to do is drop the hips down, okay? So keep those hips lifted high, keep the core engaged the entire time, and don't bob your head up and down. Okay, so you're bending your elbows and lowering your chest down as far as you can. If you can get your chest down all the way to the ground, great. Then press your palms into the floor and push yourself up. Again, keeping your body in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. What you don't want to do is get halfway down and then try to compensate for the fact that you're not getting your chest all the way down by bobbing your head down to the mat like that, or by lowering your hips or your belly to the mat. If you can only come down halfway, that's fine. Lower your body down as far as you can without breaking that one straight line from your heels to your shoulders, okay? And the same principle applies if you are doing the push-up from your knees. So if I'm doing knee push-ups, then I want my body in one straight line from my knees to my shoulders. Don't drop the hips, don't bob the head up and down. So bend your elbows, lower your chest as far as you can towards the mat. So if you can come all the way down to the mat, fantastic. Press your heels, the heels of press your palms into the floor and press yourself back up. Again, keeping your body in one straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Okay, so don't drop the hips and don't bob the head up and down. If you can only come down this far without breaking that line, then this is your push-up. Then press your hands into the mat and push yourself back up. But don't get down here and then lower your head down to the mat to compensate for the fact that you're not able to get your chest all the way down. Keep your body in one straight line. Put in the work at the level you're at now, and eventually you will get stronger and you'll see your range of motion increase. But just make sure that if you can only go down a little bit, it's fine. Just make sure that you have integrity and that you're not breaking that line. Okay, so one straight line either from your knees to your shoulders or from your heels to your shoulders. As long as you're doing that, any push-up variation you want to do is fine. Hopefully that covers everything. As always, if there are any questions about the format, if you have any questions about the specific exercises we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do them properly, please reach out to me. Remember, it is extremely important that you are doing the exercises with the correct form, not only so that you get the maximum intended benefits out of each exercise, but also that you are not putting yourself at a greater risk of injury. I don't want anyone getting hurt. So please make sure you understand how to do the exercises properly before you begin the workout. And if you have questions, I am right here to help. If you need any further help with beginner modifications, again, please just ask. It is extremely important to me that my workouts are accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. I am always here to help facilitate that in any way I can. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. That is going to do it for today. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. I appreciate you all very much. And one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I go, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. So if you are still watching this video, hello. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. That is it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.